Douglas Murray is probably the best at providing imagery, providing a scene, helping people understand what really happened on October 7th. And this video is no different. I'm going to play, 1 minute or 2 minutes of this video where he explains the level of evil that Hamas sunk to.
Surprised you most?
I suppose two things stand out. I got to Israel as soon as I could after the atrocities of the 7th October. Spent the next 6 months there. I suppose one thing about the terrorists and one about the victims. About the terrorists, I would say that although I've covered quite a lot of conflicts and seen quite a lot of human evil, what the Hamas terrorists did on the 7th of October was a level of depravity which shocked me.
How many died? Remind me.
Oh, it was 1,200 people were murdered on the day. More than 300 taken hostage into Gaza. When I say the level of depravity, it's partly the fact that not just the atrocities they committed, I mean, the kibbutz, the villages, the communities on the Gaza border, and at the Nova party, where hundreds of young people were murdered. There's something about, I've seen all the atrocity videos, not just the 47-minute video that I saw pretty soon after, but a lot of people have shared with me other things that are unpublishable, unbroadcastable. And I've heard a lot of testimony from survivors and others. And I think that apart from the sheer physical violence of barbarism, the rapes, the shooting women in the genitals at the party, the beheadings, the cutting off people's heads with a cleaver and so on. I think aside from that, the thing that struck me is that they were proud of what they were doing. Now that is something that an awful lot of people have done an awful lot of evil things. I've very rarely seen one so proud of their evil as they're carrying it out. The terrorists of the 7th broadcast, GoPro videoed a lot of what they did, and they were high on evil. I mean, some people have heard the tape probably of the young terrorist who calls his parents in Gaza and says, Father, I've killed 10 Jews with my own hands. Get mother on the phone. I think it's hard to think of many cases in history where people actually not just carried out atrocities like that, but absolutely jubilant about them. There are 2 boys whose father was killed in front of them in their safe room, and one of the boys lost his ear and the other an eye, and they were staggering around the room. And the terrorist who just killed their father comes in and takes food out of their fridge. And one of the boys says to the terrorist, "That's my mother's food." And the terrorist said, "Where's your mother? I want her too." So a level of evil, which is something that has to be thought about and, of course, dealt with. I suppose the second thing.
And that is it's just hard to even take in. I mean, you can see the host is just uncomfortable as he's talking. The host is sort of like taken aback at what he's saying and the level of clarity he's saying it with. Once again, Douglas Murray, with incredible moral clarity, bringing to light the level of depravity of these individuals and the level of barbarism. To think that we could even negotiate with such animals is insane. Hamas must be destroyed. For more, subscribe to the channel. If you want to help us make more of these videos, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/JewishUncensored.